to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Now, I'll say this right about the BET Awards. I have not watched this like I used to, except for back when I was younger. Right now, I pretty much glance over or look, you know, elsewhere and different things of that nature. But I saw some highlights from the BET Awards, and one of the ones that really stuck out to me was by a rapper by the name of Joey Badass, right? And the message that he, in a sense, put directly out there was one of the best messages I've heard in the longest time. And he was basically stating that rappers need to realistically change their lyrics, telling them that you got to look at the specific role that you play and what it is that is going on in the black community amongst us as black men, and how your lyrics, the things that you're perpetuating, can inevitably have a negative effect and also have a later effect leading to the loss of life or lives in the black community. And then from that, he decided to list all of the rappers that were recently lost, right? And it was several. It was a lot of rappers that were lost, and it was due to the fact of the lyrics and the things that they talked about within their music. And these things took place by way of other black men. And I respect the fact that a black man who is a artist, who is popular whether people know it or not, who is still relevant, decided to use this time in order to push this message directly out there. Like I said, I give him a ton of credit on that because a lot of other artists ain't really trying to push that message right now. They're just pushing everything else but that because they're worried about, what sells, what their demographic is into, what they like, what other people want to hear, what the record companies basically need, and different things like that. I respect artists who deliver real type stuff, who want to actually enlist a type of change which is beneficial, which is needed. Because the main thing that people don't understand is the fact that the type of energy that is carried in music, that energy transfers. And even if, regardless on if people believe in energy or not, that's, I'm not here to debate that. You can clearly debate with the music, and you can look at the people in the communities and how it has negatively affected people or positively affected people. And if you are to look at rap in a general sense and to gear that towards the black community and look at it just from that lens, that box, right? You will pretty much gather that it has affected the black community negatively. It has done and had a very detrimental effect on the black community. And, like I said before, a lot of things need to change because people don't realize that when we had the late 80s to the early 90s, music was a bit different. You had people like, yeah, you had, roughly the same type of music, but you also had music that made you think, that made you sit down and think about, some life questions, life decisions, where, you might be going, where your future or the future of the world is basically going. Right? It actually made you critically think, which is something that is severely lacking in this day and age. people don't really, in a sense, critically think about anything. It's just more so, okay, well, I saw it on the internet, so it's true. Versus, okay, I saw this on the internet. Now let me go through and just, check a couple of things, read a couple of things to make sure, what's being said is, actually said. Let me do the best that I can on my own part, on my own due diligence to gather as much information as I can to verify and to come up with my own reasoning and answers on why I agree that this is true or why I disagree that this is not true. So, like I said, I'm proud. It's very so few rappers out here that I can actually say that I'm proud of, when it deals with them sending out a message using the platform that they have and they're trying to push that out there, no matter how it's going to affect them. And the thing I love the most about it is when you looked at him say, like, during the whole performance, and you looked at him get ready to say it, through the words that he was saying, you can see the type of hurt and the pain that it in a sense called and it caused, and how much what he was doing actually meant to him, because he's thinking about all those brothers behind him that are no longer, they're represented, but they're no longer here. They can no longer stand up or speak for themselves. Their voices are completely silent. So now he in a sense stands in their place in order to uplift and to keep their names alive and to keep those memories alive and to allow people to see and understand how it is that they lost their lives and what led to them losing their lives. Like I said, a lot of people aren't willing to go out there and to take action like that, to take a risk, meaning that something like this could potentially have a negative effect on his career, because this is not what people want to see, and this is not what record labels or whatnot or whatever want to hear and see either. They want a certain thing basically pushed. They want certain things basically stated. They want certain things directly in videos. They want certain things basically delivered so that they can monetize it and make as much money as possible directly off of this. So like I said, shout out to Joey and shout out to the other black male rappers out here that make it their job to talk about this, either on podcast, in videos, within, their lyrics, or, just, whenever they can. Because like I told people before, whether people know it or not, people are listening, people are paying attention. And all you need is one person to basically hear the message and to start to carry that fire.